What
He's
was the
fine.
meme about like 3 minutes in the timeline of the show is like 3 episodes in real
Yeah.
time?
when, when
That was always hilarious to me.
like when you were a kid, like it came on TV in Finland too. Like if you missed an
Wait,
episode, you didn't miss anything in the show because the fights took like it took like 10 episodes each. So hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 4th episode and the best episode of NPC Experience, the cultured anime episode.
That's a bold statement.
I'm your host, Väinö or Rainy again, and with me is the man, Theo himself.
Indeed.
And today will be I'd say the best topic of all time. Maybe not all time, but
Pretty darn
yeah.
close.
Yeah. But I have to say, have you been watching any recent anime, if I may ask? Let's start it off right away.
The most recent anime I have watched that was made recently is Cyberpunk Edge Runners by Studio Trigger, I think.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one, I have to say.
They really, if you played the game, which is in the world of which it is based on, Cyberpunk 2077, and if you have watched the anime, my god, they nailed the world building and the character design so well. And it's funny, they also used music from the game in the anime, so that was a really fun detail for me.
The best one, actually. I really like the tracks. They chose the best ones, to be honest. And since and since it was made by Trigger, the art was kind of fancy, I'd say. It had a lot of like gore and killing people. I don't think they have that much freedom in a normal anime. Because this was only in the next Netflix, if I'm right.
Well, yeah. I think they had some liberty with the gore and violence and language of the show, because cyberpunk as a genre is, well, very gritty and mature and all those things. So it would have been a bit off if they didn't really go all the way in the violence scale.
Yeah, it surely delivered on that.
Speaking of the music, I can never play Cyberpunk again the same way, because that one song that they used in those certain scenes, only pain now.
You can only drive off a cliff now.
Yeah. Speaking of feels and such, many people have strong feelings about certain characters that are, let's just say, attractive to them in some ways. Who was the best waifu of Cyberpunk 2077 anime girls?
I mean, design-wise, I think do you know they made the kind of music video that's kind of before the anime?
That Let Me Down music
video.
Yeah.
I think if we go by design, the Shasha had the best waifu design, to me at least.
Well, they were designed by, if you know the artist Ilya Kushinov. Do you know them?
No, doesn't ring a bell, sadly.
But their art style is great, and they, from what I understand, designed Sasha. So design-wise, I think she definitely takes the cake of the cyberpunk designs. But if we only look at the anime, the obvious pick would be Lucy, but that's, I think, kind of basic choice. So
well, it's the pick for me, at least, I have to say.
You're basic. No, I'm joking. I have to say, I don't know what it is about. I don't know what it is about Rebecca, but something about the way she carries herself. This literal anime midget goblin thing, who is more violent and curses like hell than anyone else in the show. I don't know, something about that is just cool. I like her voice actress too.
Yeah, she had a certain charm, but to me, I think she had too little screen time. I mean, he was
Kinda.
very memorable, but in my opinion, she could have used a lot more screen time. But it
And a
was
bit more development.
yeah, it was a bit of a short show, so they couldn't fit it in or didn't want to fit anything in there.
Yeah, that was a common complaint from what I've heard. Yeah.
But every episode was kind of action filled, and you were basically never bored of the show. If
Yeah.
I may be so bold.
Can we agree on one thing about this anime though?
What it is.
After episode 6, it wasn't so good.
Yeah. I mean, I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good till the end, but definitely the best parts were before and during episode 6.
And I don't know what if we talk about after episode 6, that's when I mean, this is spoilers. Spoilers if anyone cares about it. But yeah.
Watch it if you can before listening on further.
Some silence and then we can. But yeah, I was talking about after episode 6, I think David turned into a very weird. I mean, there was this time skip and it turned into a very weird person. I mean, his personality changed drastically.
Yeah,
I think it
wasn't this. He wasn't as goofy or funny as before.
Yeah, but I guess the episode 6 or what happened in there traumatized him or
Kind
something.
of.
Yeah, he lost his kind of a mentor type of person. Did he lose anyone else then? The big guy. I don't.
Well, Dorio.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Why did I not remember Dorio? I really liked Dorio as well. We talked about Rebecca not having enough character development, but Dorio was, oh my god. Dorio could have used more of that too.
Yeah. And what was the mustache guy?
There's two. There's Falco and Pilar.
Oh yeah, the Falco. Oh, both of them actually were pretty good too. I like the designs.
Falco was kind of, I don't know why, he reminds me of McCree from Overwatch somehow.
I don't know.
Was the voice actor same? I'm not sure.
I don't think so. I haven't looked up much, but
yeah, but I think that's enough about. Yeah, I think that's enough of Cyberpunk now.
No. There's one more thing that we have to address. Do you think the sub is better or the dub?
This one is good. I preferred the dub. Honestly, the Japanese voices are not bad at all. They really get into the characters quite well. But the English voices, not the language, but the voices, they fit better in my opinion.
Yeah, they were a lot better, at least in my opinion too. And this was one of the best, if not the best, like dubbing in any anime ever. Nothing else comes to mind, at least to me.
Oh, I have one that comes to mind. The little old good series called Cowboy Bebop from 1998.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. I've seen some of it. At least I mean I've seen it, but I only remember some of it.
Yeah. When it came to Netflix in late 2021, I think, that's when I really got into Cowboy Bebop. So I must have, by now I must have watched it maybe 10 times over.
Oh, that's a lot.
But I mean, there was no other way before Netflix for me to legally, important to note, legally watch it.
Yeah.
So I waited my time and when I watched it, I understood all the positive feedback the show had gotten. And many have regarded it as one of the best animations and also one of the best anime dubs ever.
Yeah. I think it can be a top contender there.
Mm.
No
And
doubt about it.
And who doesn't love Spike? Spike is just cool.
But I think there
But,
was. Continue if you have something.
Oh, were you going to mention the live action show?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it had a live action series too. I didn't really get onto it, and it
I watched the first episode of it, and I couldn't watch anymore. The good thing about that live action show is that when it came out to Netflix in late 2021, they also put the original anime in Netflix. That was the best part about the live action show.
I guess
and,
so.
I don't want to diss the actors of the live action show, but I think they did good considering what they were given. But one thing that really about the casting is weird to me, and I don't think this is a racist comment, but the character Jet, his full name is Jet Black. So they made this. I haven't seen the episode when it was in the show, but they made this joke with the name of the character. There's this, I don't know what the lady is supposed to be in the show, but they make this comment. How did it go actually? Wait. I don't know.
I can't.
It was a cringe. It was a cringe joke about something black, and the actor of Jet was black because he's Jet Black. I really can't explain it now because I don't remember how the joke went, but yeah, that really that made me angry. I don't know why.
Yeah, but I guess it wasn't too popular overall too because the second season I guess got cancelled.
I don't think they even really got to the talking of making season 2. I think they were that negative about the show.
I mean, I guess there's a reason they announced the second season is cancelled because there was something being made or not.
Oh,
maybe.
Wait, I didn't notice talk about season 2. I just remembered hearing that they cancelled the show. Well, I mean, I guess that implies.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I haven't researched it. I just saw some headline about.
Yeah,
about
and
it.
I've been trying to forget the live action series. So who knows? Who knows the truth anymore? But yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe in the future, maybe they'll. I don't think a reboot would be good. It's a classic.
Nah, yeah, no, Cowboy Bebop doesn't need a reboot. It's perfect the way it is, and will always be.
Yeah, but I think the Netflix helped its discovery because I don't think a lot of young people have seen it.
Yeah, it definitely got in a new audience to enjoy the show. The original, I mean, not the live action.
I mean, for both, I guess, too. I don't think any live action show has succeeded, if I may say.
What about those Full Metal Alchemist live action movies?
Were those good? I can't remember.
Have you seen those?
I think I saw some clips about it. Or maybe it was the Netflix trailer, I think I saw only. I can't say.
I watched the first movie to the point where they were fighting the, what was it, the fake priest prophet guy in that one city. And oh my god, the animation, the 3D animation and everything, it just sucked. Oh god.
But speaking yeah. You can continue, I guess.
I was probably going to say what you were going to say, so please continue.
But yeah, speaking about Full Metal Alchemist, I think that's one of the first anime we both maybe watched because I remember it airing in Finland for some reason. I don't know why, but it was on like these kids channels, I believe.
I don't know much about that because I completely missed it, if that was a thing.
Oh, because I remember seeing it. I don't think it was Brotherhood, it was the original. I mean, not original, but the first Full Metal Alchemist that aired. It was that, and I remember that airing, and it was kind of scary, I guess, as a kid. I remember being scared. What was the lady called? I think it's not Envy.
You mean?
I mean,
No, Envy was the long-haired guy.
yeah, it was Last. Yeah. I remember her just killing some people, and when I was a kid, I was just, wait a minute, is this a kids show? Like, it's just to see people die and all that.
Speaking of this, are you scared when you see Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil 7? Because she has those claw things like Last
Yeah, I
has
guess
in the anime.
she reminds me of it, but I don't really play scary games. I don't think I'd be scared.
So you are scared.
Oh, maybe, I guess.
I'm joking.
I would have to play it first.
Yeah, same. It just reminded me of Lust from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
But my experience with Full Metal Alchemist is, well, purely on the Brotherhood anime, which came after the one you mentioned. And I think it's more, from what I understand, more connected to the manga than the original anime.
Yeah. I think it was very successful. I think it's still there's some kind of cult around it. I think it still stands on top of the my anime list rankings. It has never, I think, gone to second place, or maybe it was. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, that's a pretty good title to have for such a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's been like out for like 10 years or something.
Is it more than 10 years now?
I mean, the Brotherhood one, I should maybe check it out, actually. Full Metal.
But yeah, Brotherhood, it was actually one of my first ever anime I watched. Maybe not maybe my top 5 first anime, but maybe my first 10 anime, one of those that I ever saw.
Oh, interesting.
And I don't know. It just it really caught my attention. I really liked the world building and the brother dynamic between the two main characters.
Yeah, it was. It had some interesting. At least when I was younger, I didn't really like the metal guy, Metal Hulk,
but he was really wholesome when you really got to the show.
Yeah, and he got a good ending. To be fair.
Yeah, he deserves it. Best boy.
But I don't know if we should talk about the plot much.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil the show for those who haven't seen it, but yeah.
Yeah, but it had some great characters. I like the Mustang. It was good. I think what was the other guy?
Firebender.
What was the other guy supporting him? Not the lady, but the.
Oh, the lady was cool too, but the guy, his name was Hugh, I think.
Oh yeah. He was like some kind of major captain.
Oh no, you mean the Armstrong?
Oh, maybe I mean that. Was he the muscle guy? The mustache guy?
Was the muscle guy.
Yeah, I just remember the meme like where they do the manly thing.
One of the manliest things about this anime was definitely the Armstrong character.
Oh. The bodybuilder.
And yeah, he's an inspiration. A kind, strong man. A good role model for everyone.
Yeah, and they kicked ass in the show too, kind of.
And then the other guy I mentioned, if I remember his name, Hugh. Oh my God, what a sweet man he was too.
I think he was.
I will not go into detail.
He was the glasses guy. Yeah.
Yes. He was wholesome. Emphasis on the word was. I will not tell anymore.
I think everyone will get what happens to him now, but yeah.
Yeah. It was a rainy day that day.
But speaking of like the first animes we watched, did you watch Sword Art Online too? As kind of a first?
I think it wasn't my first ever anime, but I have watched, I think, all of Sword Art anime. Like the first 2, which were the biggest ones, I think.
Yeah, the season 1 and 2. There's like 3 seasons 2 left, and the movies.
Yeah, the first two anime were like the first one obviously got a direct continuation in the second season, which was a different. Like the point is, the anime is set in this video game, so there were like, from what I remember, 2 different games when I watched.
The second season was about like guns, and the first season was like
Wasn't the second one about some fairy shit?
No, that was still in the first season.
Was it like divided in 2 parts then?
I guess so. I remember, second season was Gun Gale. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's a very, very underrated anime to be, at least to me. I like it a lot.
I have this weird memory that
I think it's maybe a shit take, but I really like Sword Art Online. I may be one of the few who admit it. A lot of people hate it for, I think, for no reason. They just hate it because it's popular. I think the anime was...
I think there's kind of this connection with how popular isekai, basically reincarnate into other world kind of stuff.
Yeah, but
after Sword Art Online.
Yeah, this was basically the one that started or made the genre popular, because it was this video. I mean, this guy who transported to a video game world, and he's OP as OP. I mean, that's, we don't say bad words here.
Yeah,
and you
now that you speak of, go first. I will add it later. Sorry,
but yeah, I was talking about it. Kind of, it was kind of the ideal person that, like, all the nerds wanted to be this OP guy that gets all the girls.
And so it was a harem anime as well.
Well, basically, I mean, he got the girl basically immediately, but for some reason the other girls still try to get with him, I guess. I don't know. But yeah.
Anime. Only in anime.
But I still think it's hated for no reason. It's a great story anime. It still is today.
It's not bad, but some people just are salty because of what happened afterwards, Sword Art Online, and blame it for that.
Yeah, the first damn season, I mean, not the season, but like the first, like the game part was great. When it turned to those fairy things, I understand why people...
Yeah, that was a bit strange.
People dislike it, but I like the first part, and after the fairy things, I like the Gun Gale, and the new alicization. That's freaking awesome, actually. I really like the animation. The story is good in there. And
but yeah,
the movies too. I don't know why, but they were great.
Didn't we, like, long time ago, watch one of the movies, I think?
Yeah, I think we watched the ordinal scale. That's not
like one of the first anime movies of Sword Art Online.
Yeah, that's not in the video game world, but that's in the kind of in the real world where they augmented reality. It was that one. I really like. I really like. But say.
I was gonna say it was kind of cringe, but
I think I liked it. It was good.
It wasn't bad, but it was kind of cringe.
And another thing, I think Sword Art has pretty good music. I actually liked all the boss tracks and all the kind of epic battle music it has.
I wanted to also know that you reminded me. I didn't say this in Cowboy Bebop, but man, the music in Cowboy Bebop was great. If you love jazz and other such funky soul kind of stuff, the OST for that is also quite great.
Yeah, I think a lot of anime have it in common.
Yes, that is true. Anime has like amazing soundtracks in general, better than most movies these days, and ever, to be honest.
But back to the Sword Art thing I was mentioning about the music. But yeah, the boss music, I don't know, where he fights like the big Minotaur thing with his dual swords. It had this, what do you call it, the coffee soda. I think that soundtrack is still epic to this day. Coffee soda. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was in the one meme in the Gigok. What was that anime in minutes series?
yeah. And I think that made it popular too because it was pretty good.
Yeah. If you don't know Gigok, he's this. Can we call him an anime YouTuber anymore? Does he still make anime
I mean,
content?
he still watches a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's his main thing on his own channel, I guess. Still,
Mm, well, yeah. But that was a popularity thing also for Sword Art
yeah,
Online.
yeah. Sadly, I think it still gets the hate for no reason at all.
Mm,
But hopefully, I mean, there's the new movie that kind of reboots it and focuses on the first game part. I think that was pretty good. I watched it, and
I didn't know about that.
yeah, it's called like Aria of the Starless Night. I think it was. It kind
I
of
have to mention here that anime and the namings in anime, they are just crazy sometimes.
yeah, all these random names. I mean, long
Yeah.
names that have been a trend. Have been pretty weird, but yeah. But yes, back to the. I will just mention quickly, but the movie was great. If you didn't like Sword Art for some reason, I mean the later parts, you should watch the movie because it kind of reboots and makes the first part even better. But yeah, that's my shit take. I like Sword Art. No one can take it away away from me. I can at least
Mm.
admit it.
I am very proud of you for being so brave with your opinions.
The shittiest take for some people, but I don't care about other people's
Mm.
opinions.
I'm wondering, is my take going to be shitty if I say that I really enjoyed this one anime called Black Lagoon? Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I think this Pistol Girl.
Yeah. They really I think they kind of whoever watched this anime, the most important thing about the anime was the girl with the pistols.
Yeah, but
They really only remember that part of the anime.
I don't think it's a shit take because I think it was a decent show overall.
Mm.
I mean, I think
But I
it's
mean,
pretty
yeah,
forgotten. I haven't heard anything about it. I mean, trending or
yeah,
anything.
yeah. I would it be okay to call it a bit of a niche show?
Hmm. I don't know. I think
Um,
it's just kind of falls into this good old show that you remember, but it just isn't talked about for some reason. What do you
or
call
maybe
underrated? I guess it's the word.
my nostalgia is making me think more highly of it because this was also one of the uh, maybe in my first 5 anime I ever watched. For some reason, I just thought, "Oh, a girl with pistols, nice!" and now, and then I just wanted to see what this about. It's I wasn't disappointed. I really liked. Basically, the idea is that the main character is this ordinary Japanese salaryman who gets kidnapped, and then he's like, "I don't like my old life. I want to be a pirate with these guys who kidnapped me." And yeah, stuff happens, and he becomes a member of the pirate Black Lagoon Company, where he and the gun girl Revi, yeah, they do stuff.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I think I remember it being pretty cool. But yeah, I honestly think it's just underrated
kind of, yeah.
and forgotten a bit.
But there's not really too much to say about it. I think the the only things really that come to mind for me, since it's been a long time since I watched it, are the extremely gun violent action scenes and the girl talking a lot of shit. So yeah, that's pretty much everything about the show you need to know to get into it.
Yeah, and I think another show that I liked personally a lot is a bit forgotten nowadays, maybe. I don't know if you heard
Mhm.
about Spice and Wolf.
I have heard the name, but I have no image that comes to mind.
Well, basically, it's a kind of a romance and merchant story, kind of. Like there's
Really?
this merchant guy who, like, this is the medieval times. Like the church is coming into like power, I guess, if you may say, and people
Like
have to be.
it's based in reality, not a fantasy.
Not really reality. There's
So it's a
some
more
there's
fantastical
yeah
thing.
there's some fantasy elements,
Okay.
but yeah, it's kind of like this merchant meets this pagan goddess who like gives better harvest, and now that the normal folk have improved their like harvest without the god's help, she feels kind of useless, and she
Huh.
hops on with this merchant. And she wants to go home, and the merchant kind of wants to set up his own store. And they kind of travel together and do business, basically. They just make gold, farm gold together.
Well, that sounds like a very good way to evade taxes.
But yeah, it's kind of a romance business story, and the light novels are pretty good. I think it's kind of underrated nowadays.
Hmm. I'm not sure. I haven't watched much anime lately, like I said, besides a few, but I kind of feel like I want to check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty real. It's kind of old, but it had charming art style, and the banter was good. And
How
speak
old is it actually?
2008. Yeah, I think it is. At
Huh.
least the anime aired. I don't know when the light novel thing came out, but yeah, it's an interesting. You should watch the like first 3 episodes at least.
Oh yeah, the 3-episode rule.
Yeah, I mean it can be your like what do you call it, flavor, your
Perhaps.
maybe.
I like all sorts of things, so anything almost goes.
But yeah, it's kind of like a dialogue heavy thing. I mean, show. It has very smart dialogue use, and I like it that because of that.
Actually, speaking of smart dialogue, I'm thinking maybe it's because there's this. Well, I'm gonna speak about Helsing, specifically Helsing Ultimate, but the dialogue. Maybe now that I was thinking, what was the greatest piece of dialogue I've heard in anime? Why would I think of Helsing? Because I know the anime itself is it's just it's basically a standard fare in terms of dialogue. But if you know, there's this group of people who make these abridged versions of anime, Team 4-Star.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know the Dragon Ball one at least.
Yeah. So I don't know why, but I have originally watched the Helsing Ultimate anime. But then at some point in my teens, I I stumbled upon this group of people and saw the abridged version. And now, honestly, I prefer the abridged version over the original anime dialogue. So maybe it's cheating to say that that dialogue is among the greatest anime dialogue ever because it's not the original dialogue. But boy, if you listen to it, you'll know what I mean. The goofiest things ever.
Just the abridged stuff is just. I
It's
don't know how
gold.
they come up with it. I guess they just have a good team of writers, I guess.
And they are not limited by production companies wanting to be too family friendly, let's say.
Oh
With
yeah,
something.
that too, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's understandable. A company wants to be family friendly to have more audience, but like honestly, it's just if there's a possibility to make some great banter or great commentary at the cost of being slightly less family friendly, that's a price worth paying for greater content.
But for Helsing, I don't think it was pretty bloody show, so I don't think there was the family friendly issue there.
Yeah, but I was speaking generally. That's true what you're saying. Yeah, Helsing didn't have that problem, but definitely the abridged version it took the goofiness to the next level.
Hmm.
But speaking of the show itself, instead of the abridged version, I think I've advertised that one enough already. What can I say? If you like vampires, but with a twist, definitely a show for you. And like, I didn't know this, but Castlevania originally had well, you know how Dracula is, what Dracula is,
Yeah,
how it's
here,
spelled and such.
yeah, Dracula, Count
So,
Dracula, or something like that. I
yeah.
mean,
So imagine turning the name backwards. What do you get? Alucard. And that's the name of the main character of the show. And honestly, if you're smart about, like, if you read the, or how do I say it now? Anyway, you can figure it out pretty easy that the main character is Dracula, and they make it a big deal in the show when it's finally revealed. But I think if you pay attention, you will realize it and think, oh, that's kind of clever. It's Dracula backwards.
oh,
Thinking back now, it's not that big a deal. But to me, when I first saw it, I was like, whoa, how can this be? That's clever as heck.
our minds weren't developed back then, so
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, Hellsing Ultimate, very good. There was also another anime. I guess I'm not sure which one is more accurate, the manga, but definitely the Ultimate one had better animation quality. And again, if you love action anime, you will not be disappointed if you watch Hellsing Ultimate. Definitely a lot of gore, but a very well done set of gore.
Speaking of
Yeah.
action anime,
Yeah,
have you watched Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball, the classic.
I have to admit, I have not. I have seen clips, I have seen the memes. I know Yamcha is always beaten to the ground. But
Have you seen the Dragon Ball Z or the new Super one then? At all?
I have watched a bit of Super, but I fell off quite early, I think.
I think I think Dragon Ball is the most classic, enjoyable, brainless action show. To mention, to be honest.
One of the best shonen anime, from what I heard.
Yeah, at least it had like the most memorable, I guess, and iconic transformation, the Super Saiyan. You can't really ever top it when it's.
What was the meme about? Like 3 minutes in the timeline of the show is like 3 episodes in real time.
when,
that was always hilarious to me.
Like when you were a kid, like it came on TV in Finland too. Like if you missed an episode, you didn't miss anything in the show because the fights took like it took like 10 episodes each. So if you
imagine
skipped,
like, yeah, I how is that even possible? I just can't understand. How is that possible?
You just keep like 2 episodes, it doesn't matter because they're still fighting
or
the
screaming.
same guy.
They scream so much.
Yeah.
But you said that it was also shown in Finland. Is that true? Because I also missed that then.
Yeah, I think it was on the what do you call it? The sub channel, or what was that?
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, in Saturdays it came on.
Maybe I missed it because they were shouting so much in the anime.
Maybe.
What? Okay.
But it's just so good. Best action, to be honest. At least as a kid, I really enjoyed it.
I remember actually Dragon Ball manga was also available when we were kids, I think. So I don't know why, but when I was little, I didn't really think of, oh, what is this? I just randomly picked up some manga from the store if I could. And I remember, I don't know if it was in Dragon Ball Z, but there was this, you know Frieza, of course. You know.
Of course.
Yeah, there was this metal version of Frieza, or was it his brother Cooler? I'm not sure.
Maybe, I think
was it in the anime? Because I never have checked if it was like a spin-off thing or something.
Yeah, this is kind of a spoiler, I guess, but I think maybe you mean like Frieza got like sliced in half. Then some of his parts got replaced by metal. Maybe you mean that?
No. It was like a full metal Frieza character, not like parts of him. It was like completely.
Oh,
like,
then
like,
I guess
like
it's
metal.
cooler. Then I guess
Yeah.
Cooler looked like a metal guy.
Yeah, and then he was also giant sized, like, and in space. I don't know. It was strange for my small brains to understand.
This is a weird description. I can't.
Yeah,
Can't
I
really.
just had this. That's
it
one of the
going.
first images that comes to mind when talking about Dragon Ball, because that was like my earliest exposure to Dragon Ball when I was little.
But yeah, it was pretty iconic, and it has these great memes too about. Like really, Grilling is always dying, and wait, was it Yamcha? I think they both were always.
I don't know if Yamcha dies, but Grilling dies a lot. Yeah.
And Piccolo is is I don't know why, but I think I'm just thinking about the abridged version, but it was just full of memes. I don't know if you watched the abridged.
I have seen also some of it, not everything like Helsing, but some pieces I've seen, and honestly, I think, yeah.
Like the abridged takes the Piccolo's character another level. I think it's just.
I have
awesome.
2 things I want to say about Piccolo. I want to say that everyone universally agrees that if Piccolo was a man, he would be black.
Yeah, I think that was
no offense anyway.
Yeah.
I think this is the fact at this point.
Yeah, it's just a meme that goes around.
Yeah, and the second thing, if you're Finnish, you might have. Oh, and if you're Finnish and you have born early enough to have explored the early internet in Finland, you might know this music video about Piccolo being a gamer or something.
I don't know about that.
In Finnish, Piccolo on pelimies.
Yeah. You meant that kind of game.
Yeah.
Game man.
Basically, this old Finnish song was like it's actually maybe one of the first ever Finnish anime music videos. I don't think it's around anymore, but that was also one of my first exposures to Dragon Ball because I saw it when I was little and I thought, what is this?
Speaking of like great memes again, and the stupid like the battles taking like 10 episodes in the newest Super, I think the recent meme, not maybe recent, it's been a while since Super came, ended, but there was this.
Oh, it ended.
Well, kind of. The animation for a bit. It's on hold, I guess. But on the last like few episodes, there's this giant tournament, and there's like 1 minute left, and it takes like three goddamn episodes. I don't know. I don't know why it's so funny, but it's just.
I remember one of our friends memed about that 1 minute thing, but it was real after.
Yeah, it keeps it real to the old Dragon Ball, I guess. Like all the fights take so long, and 1 minute takes like three damn episodes.
I can't take this serious.
Oh, but yeah,
man,
Dragon Ball, you should watch it. And the abridged is
for the
great.
Memes at the very least.
Yeah, but watch the abridged. That's, I think, it's better, more funnier nowadays, I would say.
Yeah.
Like just for Piccolo.
Yeah. Speaking of fun anime, Gurren Lagann, this and like being fun and very motivating show. Gurren Lagann is something special to me.
Yeah, I know
also,
the show.
Yeah, you know it.
It was the mecha anime with the girl in the bikini, I guess. I guess.
So that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Of course.
How very misogynistic.
It had a cool design, I have to say.
Yeah, it's one of the. Oh yeah, it's actually the first mecha anime we're speaking of now. But it's funny, like when you think of, if you know mecha anime, you might think, oh, Mobile Suit Gundam.
Yeah,
big
Transformers. Oh wait.
there has been Transformers anime too,
I
like
guess
the
so.
the early 2000s Armada
Yeah.
was an
Yeah, with the
animation.
mini guns and stuff, I think it is.
Yeah, it was like one of the. I think it was the first Finnish dubbed Transformers show.
Yeah. I think I have some on my videotape player, maybe. I would have to
I
check.
have. I think I have all of them on DVD except the first 4 episodes. They were on VHS. So yeah, sucks that I don't have that on DVD. But oh yeah, we're talking about mechas and such.
Yeah.
So yeah, normally you would think of Mobile Suit Gundam and such when you speak of mecha anime, but when I think of mecha anime, if it's not Gundam, the first thing that goes to mind is Gurren Lagann. And just the idea of the show was that basically every living thing has this potential, like spiral energy. I'm not going to get into the lore of the show and explain what that is, but basically, if you believe in something and are super motivated and, fight against the negativity and everything bad, you can do anything. And like, it's crazy. The show evolves to the point where you're from your exploration through the desert, you end up in space throwing galaxies and shit. So basically, the show is a huge message of positivity. Yeah. My explanation wasn't greatest.
Well, I can't
Yeah.
really explain it any better, to be honest.
Yeah. And well, yeah, I guess the best way to quickly explain this is that the more motivated and don't give up attitude you have, the stronger your robot gets. So yeah, that was a fun spin on the show.
But I think the most memorable on the Gurren Lagann thing was the art style. I think it
Yes.
was made by Trigger.
No, and
No?
it's actually made by Trigger was based after founded after Trigger is based, but it was founded by a former employee of the studio that made Gurren Lagann, which was named Gainax. So yeah, Trigger game after Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, it kind of reminded for some reason it reminded me of Trigger. Yeah.
I always mix up that it wasn't a Trigger show; it was a Gainax show. But yeah, speaking of Trigger, there are a few cool anime by them too that have similar art style aesthetics.
Yeah.
Do you know any, by the way?
I mean, Cyberpunk was from Trigger, I guess.
Yeah. Yes, we forgot to mention. Or did we mention it? I think we quickly mentioned it.
I think so. I can't remember.
Yeah, but Trigger is like one of the best ever when it comes to style.
Yeah, Trigger had Kill la Kill. Yeah.
Yes, one of also my first anime I ever saw.
Oh. And there too, the character designs were great.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. You know.
And yeah, everything about Kill la Kill was stylized in a certain way.
If you're a man of culture, you know, I guess.
Yeah. But seriously, even though the style is a bit, the story was also quite great. I really love the main character, Ryoko. They were not your average anime girl. They were really badass and really wanting to fight the opposition that they faced.
They're kind of like I think it wasn't a shonen. Yeah, it was basically.
Yeah, I guess that would be the genre of it. Yeah. I'm not really good with the genres here, but
but I don't know the definitions either. But it kind of reminds me of action.
Yeah,
action protagonist.
Yeah, it had a lot of action in it. Yeah, and what can I say? Basically, the whole story is about the main character trying to figure out what the heck happened to their father, and then they discover more than they expected when they enter this school, and Well, yeah, that's basically how the story starts. I think if you can get past the very cultured style of the anime, you can quite easily enjoy the story.
Very interesting indeed.
And very good boss battles, by the way.
But I think if we speak about Trigger again, did you watch the? I don't know if it's the most recent they made. I mean, Cyberpunk is the most recent they made, but
Yeah.
didn't they make the Darling thing? What
Darling in the Franxx.
Yeah.
Oh, that came out when we were in high school.
I think it's been so long. I thought it was kind of recent, but I guess
Technically, it's
not.
quite recent.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, it had a lot of promise, but well, you can explain what happened.
Basically, it had like this cool setting, this basically post-apocalyptic world where these parents kind of don't want to have children anymore, and
they live really long, I think, because of some resource.
Yeah, and the plot is basically your kind of these kids. They think of like parasites that can go into these mechas and fight these alien. What do you call them? Monsters.
They were like They were, if I remember, was it Klaxosaurs or something?
Yeah, kind of like dinosaur, like a robot dinosaur things.
Blue robot dinosaurs.
Yeah, basically they have to fight them and save the race.
Humanity.
Yeah. That's kind of a weird, and it kind of was interesting, like in the first half, I guess. Then it just.
I'd say the first 2 parts of 3. The final third of the show was just a train wreck.
Yeah. It had a lot of waifu material from, what do you call it? The 2B.
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 The wish.com 2B.
Yeah, I guess, or whatever her name was. And
she was 02.
Oh yeah, 08.
I don't remember the other main female character of the show.
I don't remember even the other characters.
I just remember the what was the girl who I don't even remember. They got pregnant and something. I remember that.
I don't even remember that. But
I just remember that they were I can't say that word. It's mean to the women, but she was that.
But yeah, it was another kind of a good Trigger show, but the ending was trash, to be honest. So everyone kind of forgot about
the ending. Yeah, the ending really brought down the whole experience of the show.
You were just kind of thinking, what the hell is going on?
All I can say is I would never want to see spaceship women again.
But actually, speaking of these mecha animes, it brings me back. There's something that comes to mind before Gurren Lagann or like Gundam. Isn't Evangelion mecha anime?
I think it can be called mecha anime, but I think people are more interested in it because of the other things in the show.
Maybe, but you kind of go into this big ass mechas and fight the monsters.
Yeah.
At least that's what I remember.
That's the quick version of this point of the show, yeah.
Yeah, it had a lot of these psychological stuff going on too, and all that. I think that's one mecha, kind of a mecha anime too.
The stuff about the mechas was kind of disturbing, to be honest.
Yeah, but
and the infamous hospital bed scene. If you know, you know. That was a bit sus.
What can I say?
Shinji,
I guess it's a classic.
Yeah, classic, but damn.
But
Oh,
I think I've only watched the classic that came in the like 90s, I think.
yeah, Evangelion is really big. There's a lot of movies, and
Yeah, didn't
wasn't there more than one series also, like more than one anime series?
maybe. I think I remember there was this movie series that kind of remastered this. Oh,
But
maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't follow it.
I'm not sure either. I have not actually watched the original anime because I haven't found the time, but that one is most popular, I think.
Maybe I'd say so.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the movies though.
We maybe have to watch them soon.
Movie review time.
Hmm.
That'd be actually kind of cool.
Speaking
But
of the
yeah,
you can. I was just gonna move on to the next topic, but if you had something
I was
still.
thinking of the same thing actually. I wanted to speak about one more mecha anime that I actually have watched. I actually mentioned the series where this anime goes to. Uh, well, I mentioned Mobile Suit Gundam earlier. So basically, the series is very old, and I can't really say when it started.
Yeah,
But
and there's a lot of
yeah,
Gundam.
there's a lot of those. Yeah, but the one I actually have watched came out again when we were in high school. The one is called Iron-Blooded Orphans, and that was like my first ever mecha anime I watched. And the Gundam lore is insane, so but I think I can say safely that this one was based in well, basically there was this conflict about Mars wanting to be independent from planet Earth, and this one politician girl or activist wants to go to Earth to complain about the situation and say, "We want to be independent. Listen to me. We have rights."
Kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of something.
Are you able of speaking of it, or is it
No,
too political?
not. I don't want to take politics into this.
Okay, I can understand that. But yeah, basically, this woman gets into contact with this Martian company that is basically entirely working with child labor, and this company happens to have a old Gundam robot mecha thing, and basically they have this goal of becoming this mega corporation, mega company that does mercenary work for anyone really. And then because of the woman, they kind of get into politics and stuff starts to happen, and yeah, they get mixed into a lot of conflicts. But yeah, basically, it's one of the best mecha anime I've seen. Not that I've seen many. Yeah,
Decent amount, I'd say.
yeah.
But
I don't
speaking
really know how to explain.
but speaking of Gundam, there is indeed a lot, and I think this season, or was it the last one? There was the new
Oh yeah,
which
Witch from Mercury.
yeah, which from Mercury. I think that I heard I saw some reviews. I heard it was pretty good entry point, I guess, to the
Yeah,
Gundam things.
basically every Gundam anime is like its own contained story or universe, so you can easily mix and match or mix the order of shows you watch in the Gundam series. And also, actually, Gundam actually got a new game recently, kind of a Overwatch clone, let's just
Oh
say.
yeah. I saw
And,
about that.
yeah, Gundam Evolution was it?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, basically it's just Overwatch 2 but with mechs.
Yeah, I saw some people stream it. It was quite popular, and for basically 1 or 2 days, and it was gone. I
Yeah,
don't know how good it
I
is.
actually played it a bit. It was fun, but Iron-Blooded Orphans had this character that is just a melee focused character in the game, and he broke the game.
Hmm.
He sucks to play against.
There's always
I mean,
something broken.
it's funny because the character was a pain in the game, and because of that, I originally really liked the design of the main Gundam of the show, but now I hate it because I remember playing those games where I couldn't kill the character. So yeah,
Maybe they fixed it. Who knows?
I hope so. I really wish I could reinstall the game someday and not have a bad experience.
Yeah, maybe we could see some reviews someday. We'll see.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool actually. We should actually talk about anime games someday too.
I guess we talked about a bit in the game episode, or did we?
Did we? No, I don't
Not.
recall.
Oh, not much then. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe we just skimmed the topic a bit.
Yeah, maybe that. I can't even remember the ones we had. But yeah. I guess when we talked about the movies too, maybe did you watch? I think you watched the popular Makoto Shinkai movies, like the Your Name.
Yeah, hey, we actually watched that together some time ago. Maybe a long time ago.
No, wasn't that Withering with you? I think.
Oh,
Those were
wait.
different. I mean, it's still Shinkai movie, but
Well, maybe that's why I mixed them up. They have kind of similar style, so
Your Name was about the meteorite thing that crashes. Do you remember it?
yeah, I remember it now.
Yeah. God damn, those, like the art style on those damn movies is
And
so.
the feels.
Yeah. The art style you can't really top. I don't know how does someone direct something like that.
Now that I think about it, if movies and shows and stuff like that, anime or animated movies which have had these emotional moments, I don't know if it's the combination of how the characters are drawn with their emotions and the music in the scenes. Something about it. I've never actually cried to anything outside of anime that has been emotional, like really emotional. I don't know what it is. I've never had anything like that happen outside of anime.
I don't know. If you mix the great art and the music, I guess it.
And the feeling the actors put in, it's insane combination.
Yeah, and I think the feelings that like the Japanese voice actors put, like it somewhat feels different.
Yeah,
than like some cartoons or something that you could maybe make.
They are really dedicated to the role they play.
Yeah, it's kind of weird we don't get that in the Western world, I guess. Well, there's dubbing, but it doesn't always feel the same, or almost never does.
Yeah, we actually talked about the dubs I was going to mention that really have emotion in them. Very well done emotion. I would say the only two good dubs I know of are of the Cyberpunk anime and Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
I can't really think of any other good dub.
Maybe we need to watch more dub, I guess, to see, but that would mean like watching the show twice.
Technically. But I mean, it's a good experience if you really enjoy the show the first time.
Yeah. But I guess for movies, you could watch them pretty easily.
Well, yeah, movies are easier to watch twice.
I don't think I watched Your Name or The Weathering with You in dub. I don't think so.
They have been dubbed, right?
Maybe. Actually, I'm not sure if that has been even done.
We need to look into that.
Yeah. But yeah, Your Name was basically the most sold movie of all time, or not? Was it? Something like that.
I'm not sure.
Or is still Titanic the I didn't like Titanic, but maybe it's still the most sold.
I don't think in the most successful films any anime movies are in the list, if I'm not wrong.
And this should be, maybe. Or was it the Demon Slayer thing? That was hugely popular too?
I honestly don't know. I have missed out on the statistics.
Yeah, I mean, I think it made the headlines quite a few times. But yeah, and speaking about the music, I mean, Your Name had the Sen. It was the crazy song. Good.
Hmm.
And it had a lot of bangers, other bangers too. I have to mention it.
Speaking of bangers, you know this one show about this black swordsman, and I'm not talking about Sword Art Online.
Oh. Yeah, the original one. The Berserk.
Yeah. As we Finnish people like to refer to Berserk as. Berserk. I was gonna make this bridge to this topic with the music. Forces, one of the best anime pieces of music ever. If you don't know, go listen to Forces of the Berserk soundtrack. Amazing, really motivating in the gym.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of songs that you can't really hate.
Yeah, and it just pumps you up.
Like I don't see anyone hating it. I don't think so. I don't think I've seen at least ever.
Yeah, but I can say that fitting for a show like Berserk, something so, can we say masculine? Berserk is really masculine, isn't it?
I guess it is. It's about the journey basically to never give up.
Struggling.
Yeah, about the struggle. I guess it's manly. It's not the same kind of manliness like you would see in like JoJo, like you see these fashionable.
We will talk about JoJo soon.
Fashionable, like this.
It's more traditional masculinity.
Yeah, muscle men just beating each other, basically.
But yeah, I should probably explain the basic gist of Berserk.
Yeah.
The anime, it's kind of strange. The anime has its first episode basically the same way as it does in the manga, but it was cut short. And the rest of the the anime is based on the so-called Golden Age in the Berserk world. And it explains how the main character got to the point which he was in the first episode of the manga or anime. so yeah, basically the anime is about how Guts got to the point in the very beginning of the show. And it's a shame. The anime that many people would consider the Berserk anime when you speak of Berserk came in 1997, and then we got this terrible anime in 2016 or something that nobody wants to remember.
Oh, I don't know what were they thinking when they put the like 3D CGI thing. I don't know what it's even called, but it just looks so bad. Why did they do that to my boy Guts?
Yeah, but I honestly don't understand. They could have just continued, or at least tried to imitate the original style, but they massacred the show.
Yeah, look at my boy now. I don't want to even think about it when I start remembering now.
Let's go back to the 97 anime. So basically, Guts joins this mercenary band and meets this man, the infamous Griffith. And
the loyal friend.
Yeah, truly one of the best friends you could ever have. But yeah, and then Griffith had this grand dream of having his own kingdom, and God is like, "Oh, I don't have a dream, so I'll help you." And the story basically moved forward with Guts working with Griffith, and eventually shit goes down, and yeah,
a lot of shit goes down.
Yeah, a lot of, and it's Berserk is very brutal, like very gory, very violent. Then there's a lot of things that are quite explicit. I don't think we can speak of what happens at the very end of the anime or in the manga, like clapping certain things. If you
Yeah, I
know, you
guess.
know. Yeah, but Berserk is something special. Yeah,
It's a
it's
classic and it has to be mentioned.
and it's still going. The
Yeah.
story hasn't ended yet, but one
Sa-
thing that actually is quite sad about Berserk is that the creator of Berserk, Kentaro Miura, actually died in 2021.
yeah, it was
It was sad.
yeah,
He was a great writer.
iconic, made the
Mm.
iconic series. I'm not actually sure who is doing the like continuation.
I
have
think
no
it's
idea.
the company now, or I'm not sure. I haven't for a long time read what actually happened, but it's still going and they're trying to be faithful to his vision. So I think
Yeah.
we can respect that we get a worthy continuation.
Maybe he had the ending written down, kind of, and they just
Yeah.
try to follow it.
I think
Hopefully, at least.
that's good for the fans and legacy of the show. Oh, series, I mean.
Yeah. You don't want
So
Game of Thrones happening to you, and the ending is just bad,
yeah,
and no one remembers. But I don't believe it will happen to Berserk. At least I hope.
yeah, it's still going. So wait. Now it's in 4 years. Berserk has been running for 30 years. Damn.
But how long has been? Is it the oldest? Maybe not. How long has been like the One Piece been going? I have no idea. That's pretty long too.
Or wait, no. Berserk actually. Now that I check my notes, Berserk came first in 1989. So the manga has been going for 34 years now.
Oh, that's quite a lot.
This actually is a great segue to another series which has been running for 30 plus years. Can you guess which one it is?
I
Yeah,
guess.
it's actually 2 years older than Berserk.
Oh, it is. I
Yeah.
didn't. I'm not quite familiar with the dates.
Yeah, I actually learned this today also, so very cool.
But yeah, JoJo. I'm not the biggest like watcher of JoJo, but I know about the memes and fashion and all
What
that.
else do you know?
Not much. I know the Dios and Giornos, but that's about it.
Yeah. So honestly, if there's any more, JoJo's is basically the most influential anime and most important anime to me personally. Not because it was my first anime, it wasn't. Not because it has changed my life. No, it's just a combination of things that make me happy. Like great interconnected stories, interesting characters, development of characters integrated well to the story, the settings of the stories, the themes, and every small little detail. So the creator of JoJo, Hirohiko Araki, he has this amazing thing he does with his characters, or if not the characters themselves, their abilities. If you love music, you will love JoJo's because so many of the characters have been named by Araki to reference either musicians, bands, or the songs of the musicians or bands. A good example is if you know a certain part of JoJo has this villain character whose ability is called Killer Queen, and this character has also other abilities called Bites Dust and Sheer Heart Attack. And the best thing is, these are all reference to Queen, the band, and also the character looks like David Bowie, and because the Queen-based abilities And David Bowie, the side character, is a reference to another song by Queen and David Bowie, who they collaborated on, and it's called Under Pressure. And it's also a reference to the story because in the story the character is in under pressure.
Everything's a JoJo reference.
And that's a great meme.
Yeah.
Yeah. That basically, yeah, JoJo references a lot of things. And it has basically made everything into a JoJo reference.
Yeah. Everything just is a JoJo reference nowadays, I guess.
It is. And funny thing, since JoJo is still going, at the moment of recording, I think not long ago, maybe a couple days ago, part 9 of JoJo started officially.
Oh, nice. Something to look forward for the JoJo fans.
Yeah. But it's in the manga now, so I don't know how long it would take for the anime to catch up. But right now, since we're talking about anime, I have to explain this bit also if the audience listening doesn't know. The writer of JoJo has made the story so that it's divided into these so-called parts. And basically each part has a different protagonist, JoJo, and a different time, which is the story is set to, and maybe a different location even. So, first part, basically, I can't really explain the whole story. It's too much, too much to go into since it's very convoluted. But basically, the anime is about, at least the first 6 parts are basically because of the conflict between a British good boy and a gay vampire man. That's basically the beginning of the story, and it progressively turns from fighting with breathing techniques and such into fighting with willpower, magical ghosts, and then into something world-ending almost. Basically, I hate to say this, but the whole story gets more bizarre the longer it goes.
Oh, that's the point, I guess.
Yeah, but like, I don't know if it would be hard for people to go into JoJo, but if you want a show that has everything, like literally everything under the same name, watch JoJo. JoJo is really good. That's all I can say.
One thing that always caught my eye was the styling of JoJo. It was.
How could I not realize to talk about this? Araki has this tendency to create really beautiful or masculine characters, let's just say. Especially in the beginning, he tried to rip off Fist of the North Star with his character designs, who were these walking mountains of muscles and such.
Yeah, I think it got inspiration from guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger and all those bodybuilders, basically.
Oh, good that you mentioned. Araki actually has a lot of inspiration from Western media in his works. So, like you said, bodybuilders of Arnold Schwarzenegger and such. And like I mentioned, the music, like the main villain of the first few parts of JoJo is called Dio. And if you know rock music, you know Dio.
Holy diver.
Yeah. And that's a funny thing. Well, it's not really a spoiler because the part 3 anime has been out for a long time, but Dio and Holy Diver, maybe the most popular song by him. So, do you know what Dio's stand looks like in the show?
I don't think I remember.
So, Holy Diver. If you Google, you will see that the stand has diving tanks behind its back.
Oh yeah, it was that yellow guy, wasn't it? Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I remember. We played the game, like the fighting game. Yeah. Now I remember.
Oh yeah. JoJo had a fighting game come out. Originally, it came out in 2013, I think, but they re-released it with some updates in 2022. Actually, it was on my. Yeah, it was right around the beginning of my last school year. So yeah, it was a fun way to start the school, playing JoJo's.
Yeah, it was quite interesting. A bit jank, to be honest, but what can you do?
Yeah, but it's an old school type fighting game. But yeah, JoJo is a very stylized game series. Yeah.
I kind of wanted to get like these suits that they kind of made, like these JoJo suits. They were
Yeah, I think they were released around the time when Part 5 came. Oh, Part 5 of JoJo is special because actually, yeah, I can probably talk about Part 5 more freely because it's kind of separate from the rest of the first 6 parts. Basically, okay, now that I think, how can I explain this? Basically, the main character has 2 dads. I know, crazy. It's because of Dio's BS that he has 2 dads. So, yeah. And he's a combination of the good and the bad of Dio and Jonathan, who was the villain and the hero of the first part of JoJo. So basically, he's a son of them both. He is both good and bad in one. So he wants to do good by stopping drugs in Italy, by becoming the mafia boss himself.
that's one way to end it, I guess.
So you can kind of see why he's both good and bad in one. He does good, but doesn't have the moral limitations. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Part 5 was actually one that also really have the style of JoJo changed because, like, to Part 4, I think from the beginning the characters were kind of buff, like really buff, muscly men. But then the writer started to change the JoJo's into more slim, but still like fit, but not so muscular characters. So I have to say that I love how the art style of JoJo's has evolved over time. It's not stagnant. It changed in a good way.
Yeah, because he knows how to evolve, I guess.
Yeah, like
I mean, improve maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Can I say that Goku, for example, has been a pretty stagnant character?
Yeah, he's been staying pretty much the same all the time.
But I mean, well, yeah, he's the same character. JoJo's has every few times had a different protagonist when it moves on.
I mean, I think if you would change Goku, it wouldn't be Dragon Ball, I guess, anymore. It's too iconic.
Yeah. I think the biggest changes to him are his power-ups, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of progression in the same way that JoJo has progression with the protagonists. But yeah, I think I have done my best to explain why JoJo is cool. I don't know how I can really sell this anime to you.
Yeah.
But if you want to see cool action that evolves over the time you watch it.
Yeah, it has fashion, music, action, everything basically.
Yeah. And like, actually, we haven't talked much about the anime openings.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think we have.
Oh, JoJo anime openings are some of the best. And the songs as well. Yeah, definitely worthwhile.
And they're easy to look up too. If it could just catch your eye in YouTube or something.
Yeah, but I think I've actually covered most of the anime I wanted to speak of.
I had a few I wanted to maybe brush a bit, to be honest. Speaking of like action anime, did you watch Hero Academia?
I haven't watched, but I know a bit about the story and what's happening in it.
Yeah, basically, I don't know what happened to the show. It was very good, like for the first 3 seasons, and then I don't know what happened, but that I just dropped it immediately. There's like I think 6 seasons now. I haven't
So
caught
you
up
dropped
to
it
it.
in the fourth. You dropped it in the fourth
Yeah,
season.
around the 4th season. It had a lot of hype. All the characters were kind of interesting. They had their own thing going on, and they weren't like everyone wasn't like this OP guy in the story. It had good music, styles. Well, you can say what you wanted to say.
I just started to think what I remember when I think of My Hero Academia, and all I can say are All Might's muscles, the American city attacks,
Yeah,
and the frog girl, and the pink girl, and the invisible girl. Those are the things I remember about the show.
It had a lot of like interesting stuff, and I don't know what happened.
Oh, and the big woman, the big giant woman. I remember that too.
The most important ones.
Very funny.
But yeah, I don't know what happened to the show, but everyone just kind of dropped it, to my knowledge. I mean, still
Also-
kind of popular, but I don't know what happened.
I just realized we haven't mentioned Attack on Titan yet.
I mean, I don't know if we can talk about it, because we maybe spoil it.
Well, yeah, that's true. It's a big thing right now, so that's not
a lot of people try to avoid the spoilers and all that.
We have a common friend who can also be put in that category of people.
All I know is I know the ending and I don't like it.
We have this term for this ending called, I guess we can say it in Finnish, paska ending.
Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, but I don't like it.
Eren Jäger.
But yeah, the show is pretty good, if we may say. It's basically these medieval, no, well, not medieval, well, kind of medieval guys. They have guns, gunpowder, like cannons.
Industrialized medieval era.
Yeah, basically fight these giant, what do you call them? Not
They
monsters, giant humans. It would be a close.
Titans.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan. They're called Titans, man.
Yeah, but basically, if someone doesn't know, they kind of fight like human looking big guys.
Oh yeah,
called Titans.
Yeah. Well, there's this one that doesn't really look like a human though. More like a donkey or something.
Wait, what?
Don't you know the one that looks like a donkey?
Looks like a donkey. What? I don't know.
At least walks like a donkey or something.
I have no idea what you mean. Do you mean?
Okay, it's stupid. It's just
I haven't ever.
The Titan looks very stupid. That's what I'm getting at here.
Oh, maybe I get it. I just haven't heard anyone say it like that.
What was the name of the Titan? Cart Titan.
Oh yeah, that one.
That donkey ass. Anyway,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's one of the most popular shows, I think.
Yeah. Actually, it's been quite popular since it came out in 2013.
Yeah, it took like the first season came like in 2013, and then there was like 5 years, or what was it, 6 years break? Then it just
the final it continued 5 years after that. It was around the end of our high school, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting take because it was super popular. I mean, the first season. I don't know if there was material for a second season, but
when I think of the first season, I think of the opening and the beginning of the opening. You know how the words sound to you when you first listen to it without the subtitles?
I don't think
having the sex with the bees and the eagles. It sounds so funny.
But yeah, it's a just watch it. It's it's still popular for a reason. You can't go wrong with that Attack on Titan, I guess.
Oh, I remembered one show. Well, I have to mention one other show. So, if you know One Punch Man, you might also know the other show or series by him, the maker of One Punch Man, aka One. He also made this other show or series called Mob Psycho 100. Basically, it's about this boy who has psychic powers like no one else. He's like OP from the start, kind of like One Punch Man.
Yeah, like One Punch.
But mentally instead. Yeah. And basically the world has these other psychics and phenomena like ghosts and stuff. It's a nice different take on something like One Punch Man. One Punch Man is physically strong, but instead of being an adult man with no hair and insane power, you have this young introverted kid with psychic powers, and yeah, it's kind of different spin on the similar kind of character trope.
Yeah, and I think
really good.
Well, I think One Punch Man was enjoyable because it was pretty simple. It had a lot of great action.
Yeah. And the point isn't to how should I explain it? The point wasn't to enjoy Saitama. The point was to enjoy the other characters. Because if Saitama fights someone, he wins.
Yeah.
Because he can't lose. But yeah, it was kind of funny dynamic how you really root for everyone else except Saitama.
Yeah, I think there are so many good characters in the series.
Moomin Rider is the best character.
But yeah, I think the last fight on the first season, it's just a banger. Even if you know Saitama wins, it's just good.
Yeah.
You kind of want to see the bad guy win because he puts on a flashy.
Actually, yeah.
Flashy.
Yeah, you kind of.
Flashy fight, or how would I say it? He basically beat the universe, came to Earth, and gets his ass beaten
by a bald man in a leotard suit or something. And like speaking of that fight, the music and the anime, all the music, just great.
Yeah, I only remembered the opening. I think the One Punch. Yeah, that's why I don't remember anything else, to be honest, from that. Maybe there was some great ones. I can't remember.
Yeah, honestly, anime openings, they are also, I kind of mentioned this already, but all these anime that we have spoken of, they have really, really great openings.
Yeah, the music is almost always great. You always find bangers in every season, many.
Yeah.
And the endings.
Sometimes especially the endings. I really have to say, from the anime I mentioned, I find the goofiest one to be Berserk's opening. Tell me why.
Oh yeah. I remember.
The English is strong, and I love it. It's so goofy, but in a charming way.
Speaking of good openings, I think. Do you remember ReZero? I guess, or I think you watched it? Maybe.
Remind me.
Like the guy gets transported and he dies a lot.
Oh yeah, that one guy with the tracksuit and
yeah. With the Rem and Emilia.
I remember them.
Yeah. But that
I kind of feel bad for him.
But that show had the best ending and opening. How do you call it? Mixing it into the show kind of thing. At least in the later seasons.
It's been a long time since I watched it. I honestly don't remember. I'm really sorry.
You have to watch it, I guess, again at the second and the third season. They're really epic how they put the openings and endings. Like, how can I say? Like I think it's the third season. They don't even have an opening or ending. It's just purely the show, and you're lucky if the music comes in, and then it's an epic moment, I guess. I don't know how to
Mm.
explain it, but
Isn't that like very common in the animes that, especially in the finales of the shows, they usually put the intro music or something in the final
or
fight or something?
maybe, but ReZero does it the best. It's just a different feel, or how would you say? You would have to see it to understand, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking again of the Berserk openings English, and I remembered Black Lagoon's opening is it's English. They sing everything in English in that, but the English it doesn't really sound like English at some points, but it's really good banger song also. What was it called? Red Fraction was the name of the song.
Yeah, I think
I really wanna.
I've
Yeah,
heard it, maybe, or maybe
yeah.
it was
It's kind
some
of
kind of cover.
yeah. It's a metal song, so bit different from normal anime openings, I think.
I think one song that's always in my mind is from Log Horizon.
Fun thing about the band who made that song, Man on a Mission. They also made the opening, or I think did they make two openings? I'm not sure. They made the first one for Iron Blooded Orphans, the Mobile Suit Gundam one too.
Yeah.
But yeah, the database still
Yeah.
rocks.
It's still like rocks in my head. And the show was good, actually. It was kind of different type of isekai. I mean, it was a game, but it had
like
it had real like game mechanics. Like it was like an MMORPG.
Speaking of game anime, I just remembered one other than Lock Horizon and Sword Art Online. No Game, No Life. Describes us pretty well, doesn't it?
That's basically how life goes. Sadly, I don't think.
Sadly, yeah.
The question is, will there ever be a second season? I have no idea.
Honestly, I am very sad if they will never have a continuation for it, because it was also one of the first anime I watched, and I honestly wish to see more of the world the main characters are in.
Yeah, it was like this super popular again. Like you could make like tons of money out of it if you just make. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes on it.
Yeah,
I don't really follow it, but
yeah,
it's kind of sad. It still doesn't have a continuation. I mean, it had the movie, I guess.
I really liked I really liked the sister character in the show. They were cute.
I guess
I don't normally care much about that, but they were cute.
I like the game aspects. I remember at the start there was like this chess game, I guess, and it was.
Oh yeah. Oh, and
weird.
in the very beginning they were like, what was the thing? They were like playing this game before they go into the game world in their physical home.
I guess
and
that's every game isekai.
Before they get isekai'd. The sister is just like, I don't want to play this. You play this, and she puts the mouse and the keyboard in his brother's to his feet. So he's playing with his hands and feet for two people. I think that's really funny.
That would be a good skill to have, like play on two screens
at the same time.
Yeah, at the same time.
Oh, and again, I have this random connection happen. We talked about Log Horizon's database opening and Iron Blooded Orphans' opening. If I'm not mistaken, there was this anime about an old man who turns or finds out that he's a robot. I think it was called something like Inuyashiki, and
I have no idea about that.
Yeah, basically, there's this. The plot is that, part of the plot is that this old unlucky man and this young man, they
Now I know.
They are in the park. Yeah, they are in the park, and alien spaceship crashes into them, and they die. But the aliens are like, oh shit, we must not be found out. We must bring these guys back to life. So they put 2 war machine robots and changed their look to look like the 2 people who got crashed into. So, yeah.
But yeah, I think
Basically.
one reason I remember this show wasn't there the Donald Trump in there.
Oh yeah,
That just
in one
came
episode, the TV screen shows Donald Trump. That was
Yeah.
funny.
just came into my mind when I started remembering about the show.
But basically, they found out they're robots after they've been, reborn. And the old man does good things, the other guy does bad things, and there's conflict, yada yada yada. But yeah, that was also one of the first anime I watched.
I mean, I think it came pretty late.
Yeah, it
5
came in
years ago.
about 5 years ago. It was aired in 2017.
Yeah.
It was really short, like 10 episodes. So if you can watch it, please do. It was quite pleasant for a short show.
Yeah. It can be. I think it was the 3D. I mean CGI thing. It can be a bit off-putting, I guess.
It was only in some of the action scenes.
Oh.
So
maybe I remember
most of it was
wrong.
2D. Yeah, and the 3D action, it wasn't bad, but it was more goofy than bad.
Yeah, you haven't really gotten used to it, or people haven't really gotten good at making it, I'd say. Is there any
There was something actually. What was the name that was done in 3D?
Well, not Berserk at least.
No, that one can go to I don't know where, far away from me. What was that 3D anime? I wanted to remember because it was done really well. It had it didn't almost look like 3D, but it was 3D.
Nothing comes to my mind.
It's quite new, maybe.
Is it like a fantasy isekai or what? What was it?
I'm not sure. I try to remember, but I don't. I really don't know.
Well, I don't know either, to be honest.
Okay, maybe sometime in the future, if we go back to anime, I can try to remember what it was.
Ghost in the Shell, maybe? Was that 3D? I guess.
Ghost in the Shell. Some of those new ones are 3D, but that's not what I was thinking of. But thank you for reminding me, because Ghost in the Shell, the original movie, was actually really great. One of, just like Akira, one of the original cyberpunk genre hits. Yeah.
I'm still thinking about the show that you were thinking. Maybe that like furry show, The Beastar, maybe.
That wasn't actually bad in animation style. I've not seen it, but that was not what I was thinking.
Then I have no idea.
I have to quickly search my Netflix if I can find it, if it was there.
Maybe I can talk something in the meanwhile then. Well, I guess another good, enjoyable isekai was Overlord, I have to say.
Overlord was definitely great. I like the dynamic that the main character is overpowered.
Yeah, and he's kind of smart too.
Yeah, and his friends are really cool also.
Yeah, all these guardians, his friends made these like guardian type things and put their kings on them, and they come alive in the isekai world, I guess.
Yeah, they kind of become their own people.
Yeah, and in this world, I think it's not really direct, but the game mechanics still kind of work in there.
Yeah, like you can use gold to resurrect someone and stuff.
Yeah. And all these fancy spells and all that. But what I really liked is that he's kind of an evil character.
Yeah, but he's not like traditionally evil.
He's not like
He's not evil. He's not evil for being evil. He's evil for doing things he wants to do.
Yeah, he kind of wants to have these. I mean, the Guardians are basically his family now. He wants to have
Them safe.
keep them safe. So I don't know if it's a spoiler, but people kind of try to fight them,
Well,
but it's not really successful.
But I don't think that's a spoiler because if you watch the show, it's literally in the first few episodes that actually becomes apparent.
Yeah, I think it's not really a spoiler, but
Yeah.
basically, if you want an evil guy winning, watch Overlord.
Yes, Overlord is great. But I also figured out the show I was thinking of, and it's Chainsaw Man.
Wait, was that
Chainsaw
it?
Man was 3D. Yeah, it's 3D. Didn't you know?
Yeah, I watched Chainsaw. It didn't kind of look like it. I mean, the opening kind of looks.
Oh, the opening is great. I love the dancing part with
Yeah.
Power and Denji doing that goofy dance.
But I mean, I watched that, and then I watched the music video, and it kind of looks like some ad for a gym. To be honest, I don't know why, but it kind of looks. Off.
I like it. It's good.
Yeah, but the song is banger.
Yeah, definitely another great opening, both musically and visually. But the anime, I have not watched anything besides YouTube clips. I know some memes, and yeah, but from what I understand, or am I remembering wrong? I don't think I am, but the show is, to my knowledge, 3D. It just doesn't really look like it.
I don't want to say anything. I don't really know about. It looks to me like it's drawn somewhat. Maybe they mixed it.
Maybe they have some pieces drawn, some 3D. I'm not sure, but if it's 3D, maybe not all the way, but most very well done 3D this time around.
Yeah, it looks great. What can I say? Is there anything?
I think I've actually just realized that I talked about all the anime I know about pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, I guess there was a few I wanted to mention too. I guess Pokemon. It's a classic.
Iconic. Yeah.
Yeah. As a kid, there was this Finnish dub. I guess it was great. What can I say?
The first thing that comes to mind is Brock and his onigiri donut.
Brock.
These jelly-filled donuts are great.
And always Brock was the ladies' man.
Yeah, he couldn't even see. His eyes were always closed, and he could sense the women.
It was a good, goofy kind of character.
Yeah, I love Brock. I want to be like Brock.
Yeah. It doesn't speaking of Pokemon, doesn't it end kind of? Like, won't there be a new protagonist instead of Ash coming?
I don't know, but one thing I know for sure is that Ash will never grow up. He's gonna be forever 10 years old.
No, I think that's the point. Like when the new character comes, he's 11 now. I think maybe I'm wrong.
But I mean, I actually would think it'd be funny if Ash stayed forever 10 years old and everyone else aged.
Yeah.
It would be like existential horror for him. Why am I not getting older?
Maybe we'll see him come back in the new show. But yeah, I just googled it quickly, and yeah, there was a new protagonist, or maybe it's an all new series, or maybe Ash will continue his own, and this girl will continue her own thing, maybe.
So there would be like 2 series or something at the same time. I'm not really sure because I'm not a huge Pokemon fan. I've never really been, but I just remember what I saw as a kid.
But it's iconic, to say the least.
Actually, since we mentioned when we were talking about the mecha anime, we mentioned Transformers.
Yeah.
There's actually one more animated Transformers series. It's
Hmm.
literally called Transformers Animated from 2007 or 8.
I don't.
I honestly think it's called animated, so yeah, you could call it anime, but I think I just remembered it now, but honestly, now that I think it's more like a traditional Western cartoon. It's not really like anime. I think it was made in the US, like drawn in the US.
Maybe. But what really classifies? Does anime have to be like a Japan made
Well, I
thing?
mean, technically no, since do you remember Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I mean, yeah, of course. That's
Yeah,
one.
it literally is like anime, but it's not Japanese animation, so but it could easily be thought of as Japanese animation.
Yeah, that again. Like
But
if
there's been many arguments about this actually, yeah.
like there's like a lot of these anime haters, I would say, that think like have
Oh,
like Avatar and stuff, but
I have to say, do you remember that one guy from high school who said that Moomins are not anime?
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, if he's listening, Moomins are anime. Deal with it.
Basically, I would say
they
so.
they are anime. No one can change the fact they are anime.
Speaking of like movements, this random thing, I think I saw like I think Disney tried to buy it from the owner or something recently, but he rejected, and I think that's a good thing.
What is this? They tried to buy what?
I have no. I just saw someone mention it. Like Disney tried to buy Moomin.
Really?
Yeah,
I
I'm
didn't know.
not sure if it's true or not. I haven't really verified it. Don't take it. Don't take it too.
Yeah, okay.
I need to look into
I
it.
just
Maybe.
yeah, I have no knowledge of this, so I was surprised when you mentioned that.
Yeah, it just came randomly to my mind when I started thinking about Moomin. But that's another iconic, at least for Finland, anime. That's what you
Yeah.
can call it. But I'm thinking about some shows we could talk about. I want to stretch this to 2 hours because why not? To make it round. What else is there? Let's see. Did you watch Angel Beats?
Oh yes, I did watch that. It was
Ah.
actually one of the first anime I watched.
Yeah, it had kind of. I think it was about kids who couldn't get their.
They couldn't get to their afterlife, so
Yeah.
they ended up in purgatory.
Yeah, they didn't get a satisfying ending, I think.
And yeah, they tried to kind of make up for that, so they
Yeah.
could pass on. Yeah.
But yeah, one thing in school, there was an English essay, and I basically this thought came into my. I just ripped off the plot from Angel Beats and basically got. I think it was 98 out of 100. The score out.
Yo, I actually did a similar thing with Metal Gear Solid 5 in high school with one English essay. I basically told this story about a soldier in a private military company training in close quarters combat and used the same terminology as in Metal Gear Solid 5. And I said, Big Boss told me everything about CQC.
Yeah, just
I am. It was. I just blatantly ripped off the story, just like you did with Angel Beats. It was fun. I wish we could do more stuff like that.
Yeah, it was great. And honestly, I think if you're in school or something, just rip off your essay plot from
Anime or video games or something.
No one knows. No one
Except
will know.
actually, that might not actually. Well, it could work. It could work, but since the new generation of teachers could have grown up with the things you're referencing, that might not work necessarily.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, it depends because there's a generational cap. So,
And maybe there are some what do you call them, deniers that anime is bad or something like that. Those could be exist a lot.
Mm.
I think a lot
I'm
of
not sure.
maybe. I think I got the impression that a lot of like art teachers, at least in Finland, don't want anime as an art like in their class or something. If I understood right, for some reason, I have no idea.
Well, from what I understand, anime is just a series of moving pictures, just like any film or moving media anyway.
Yeah,
So
but it's kind of it's art because you can a regular
yeah,
painter that paints like the Mona Lisa can't maybe create
yeah.
the
This
anime.
was what I was going to go into this because since anime is just a series of pictures, if you take one picture from any show, really, it's just a painting technically. And what are paintings? Art. So
Yeah,
anime styled art is still art.
yeah,
So the logic of the art teachers doesn't really make any sense
yeah.
to me.
I just remember this hearing a few things. I don't know why you would like deny its what do you call it credibility to be
Yeah.
art for some weird reason. Maybe they're just old or something.
It's literally art, just like photography or something.
Yeah. Uh, well, I think that's about everything I wanted to maybe talk about. Is there any maybe future shows you're looking forward to that's recently maybe coming out?
Actually, when I was looking into the production of Studio Trigger, I noticed that they were going to. Or wait, do I remember correctly? I'm not sure. Anyway, I kind of remember kind of being interested in this show called Little Witch Academia, which is kind of like this is not a great explanation, but it's like the girls' version of My Hero Academia. Let's
So
just call it that.
it's not
Yeah,
like Harry Potter or something.
it anime Harry Potter for girls. Let's call it that. Anyway, I don't really care much, but I was just interested in it a little bit because of, if I remember correctly, I might not be correct. If it's made by Trigger, that's a big plus. And another thing, I know there's a Finnish witch character in the show. So Finnish representation in a popular anime. That's always nice to see. Not, I don't think that's very common, or I don't know if that's happened at all.
I think there's one that's happened. I think it was called Akiba's Trip or something. Basically, there's this. Yeah, there was a girl called Katja Räikkönen or something like that. Yeah, that's the name. I think it was. But basically, the show was about like some vampires in cities, and the main characters just have to take the clothes off the people, and they basically die. So that's what he does. Because they can't be in the sunlight, so the sunlight
I
is
see.
clothes protect him and something like that. I remember it vaguely. I can't give a good explanation. But yeah, I think maybe that's enough for today. It's so
Yeah,
much for these being like 1 hour episodes. I guess.
Yeah. I honestly, I think if not all, at least 90% of my anime knowledge was vented out this episode.
Yeah.
So,
There won't
yeah.
be a, or maybe there will be a future episode, maybe with some guest or something.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get some animator here or something like that. We'll see.
That actually would be a really cool experience to have.
Yeah, but that's a long way to go, I guess. We're not popular enough.
I honestly, I think I would love to see, or not see, but meet the author of JoJo,
Well,
if possible. Yeah, it's never gonna happen, but that would be a dream come true for me
I don't
if I
know.
could like have a chat with him.
Does the guy speak English and all that? Maybe That can happen.
Well, they are translators and interpreters, so
Yeah, but overall, maybe you could just get in touch. Maybe, who knows? I have no idea.
yeah. I want to know his secret to living forever because the man is 60 plus years old and looks like he's 30 years old. So there was this fan theory of Araki being a vampire like Dio.
Ah.
So, yeah.
I mean, we may never know. The government doesn't tell us. No one will tell us. They always keep their secrets. Who knows what's behind the scenes?
He has just those superior Japanese stay young forever genes. So,
Maybe, but yeah, enough for this episode, I guess.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. It took a bit longer again than usual.
No, this is the new normal.
I kind of want to go back to the 1 hour thing, or maybe that's just not enough.
Wait, I remember this meme now. Wait, what was it called? Wait, this whole operation was your idea.
Yeah.
Second thoughts.
But thanks for watching again, I guess.
Thank you.
And we'll see you on the next episode of NPC Experience.
Is this the anime goodbye sign?
Yeah, I guess. We'll end it here.